I got into skateboarding when I was 14. I was playing sports in school and I saw some of my friends start skateboarding down the street, and I was like, I need to do that. So I ordered a board and I started skateboarding. I used to hang out at Abydos, which is down the street from my old house. It was the first skate shop in Reading besides Joey's, and everyone was super cool there. I used to go to Wooden Waves. There was also a shop there. We used to hang out and skate all the time. And then I used to go to Nocturnal, which was in Philadelphia because of Kyle Nicholson, and I grew up like around that shop when I was like 15, 16, and I did my first school project at Nocturnal. So I worked there for like a day, helped them out, ordered some boards, and after that I was like, this is what I want to do. What are you looking at today? Some bones? Cool. There's 5 modular skate parks located in Berks County. You have Stonecliff Action Park, Pandora Park, which was where the old Hyde Park ramps from Reading High School got moved. You have Pineland Skate Park, Shoey Skate Park, and Hyde Skate Park. It's all steel ramps. They're not very good for skating. I think that the parks are in terrible condition, and I don't think the Parks Department does an adequate job to maintain them and make them right for skateboarding. If you go to any of the parks, you can see some of the pieces of the equipment are falling apart. The plates that meet the transitions are coming off. And for anyone that's a normal skateboarder that's been skateboarding over 3 years, it's not even a problem to go through those. But if you're like a 9 to 7-year-old kid and you're riding up those ramps for the first time, you can come down and get your wheels caught in those plates and just fall. It's not built right. I've actively attended about 4 meetings with the West Reading Township to propose an all-new concrete skate park be built. It was unfortunately denied because they didn't have the land to put it in. So I've actively been emailing Chris Stress, who's the acting director of the Berks Parks and Rec, to see if we could do some upgrades to Stonecliff and put concrete into Stonecliff. It'd be like a renovation. Instead of having the Skate-A-Lite rep drop brand new ramps in to pretty much re-up the warranty after 10 years of Stonecliff being there, I say we should just scrap the ramps that are there entirely and just put concrete in and start building it up in phases, concrete, 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 until the whole park is redone in concrete and brand new. My plans for the future are to get some concrete skate parks built in the area. It's the best material to use. It's lasted. Every concrete park that's been built since the 70s is still standing today. I think it's the best material to use because if neighbors are complaining about the noise that is emitted from the skate parks, especially the skate waves, which are made out of metal, if you use concrete, it dulls the sound completely, so landing on the ground isn't going to produce all the noise that's going to annoy the neighbors. When you have concrete, it's actually cheaper to build than using Skate-A-Lite waves that are warranted by representatives of the companies. It's also environmentally efficient because concrete, once you put it in, you don't have to repair it, you don't have to put all the money into refurbishing it. It's there to stay, and it curbs the effects of stealing because kids can't come in and just steal pieces of the park. Once they're laid in and put in with concrete, it's there for life until a construction crew comes and removes it. I think by changing most of these modular parks to concrete, it'll give kids a safer, cleaner, and more fun environment. More kids will stray away from the streets and want to skate in these concrete parks because they're made to represent the street skating and the park skating and the bowl skating that kids want to actually skate, and they would actually seek these places out rather than going to a modular skate park like Stonecliff, Hyde, Pineland, Shoey, and what we have here in Berks County. Some of the problems that I've run into with the city parks and the townships have been liabilities, number one, and also just the stigma that skateboarders bring to an area. Obviously, there's some bouts about fighting and littering come up a lot, and also the liabilities if someone was to fall. I think that's not even an issue because if you actually look into it, skate parks, even the skate wave ramps, are all covered under the same umbrella insurance as a normal park. So like the same equipment that kids are playing on that could fall off and break their arms on is the same kind of insurance that skate parks are made with. So you shouldn't even have an issue of saying, oh, well, the liabilities are going to go up if we put a skate park in because it's a high-risk sport. but they have basketball courts, tennis courts, and jungle gyms where kids break their arms, their legs, sprain their ankles just as much as someone would do it in a skate park. As far as the fighting and the stigma of skateboarders bringing graffiti and all that, it's just a whole stigma that skateboarders are, they have that stigma behind them that they're like bad people. I just think that's not even an issue because we're not. We're just kids that want to go skate. My drive to get a new skate park built is for all the kids in the community that skateboard. There's so many of us that don't have a nice place to do what we want to do without getting kicked out from the streets, from the police, from pedestrians, from business owners. And I think that the public just doesn't have an awareness of skateboarding. If they would know that out of Reading, PA, we've put out in the last 20 years 3 professional athletes from skateboarding. We have Kyle Nicholson, Sergey Chernowski, Dan Hetrick, that no one even knows about. But if you look at like the funding and the amount of money that goes into sports football programs or sporting programs all around the county, you can see that they put like turf fields into Wilson. They have a whole equipment room at Mifflin for just training. And it's like we put out 2 professional football players from Reading that everyone adores and admires. But it's like we have 3 pro skaters that came out of Reading that have just been skating on the janky equipment in the streets. And if we give kids a place to go that's positive, where they can learn their skills without falling down on faulty equipment, like we should have a place to go that's concrete, that's made by skaters for skateboarders. And I'm going to continue doing this until we get this built because the skateboarding community deserves some place to go that's professional quality and not made from metal ramps.